The assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963, continues to cast a long shadow over American history. The shocking images of that fateful day in Dallas are seared into our collective memory. The grainy footage, the Zapruder film, the young president and his beautiful wife, all frozen in a moment of horrifying violence. The official narrative, the lone gunman theory, has been challenged by countless researchers, historians, and concerned citizens. Despite the passage of time, the thirst for the complete truth about JFK's death has not diminished. The public understandably wants to know what really happened that day. Were there other forces at play? Was Lee Harvey Oswald truly acting alone, or was he a pawn in a larger, more sinister plot? These questions continue to fuel countless books, documentaries, and late-night debates, adding fuel to the fire. The recent discovery of over 2,400 previously unknown documents related to the JFK assassination has sent a shockwave through the research community. The FBI's transfer of these documents to the National Archives for Declassification Review has only intensified the public's demand for transparency. If these files contain nothing of significance, as some officials claim, then why were they withheld from public scrutiny for so long? The slow pace of declassification, despite multiple executive orders, further fuels suspicion and distrust. It raises the question, what is the government still hiding, and why? The term deep state has gained significant traction in recent years. It refers to a shadowy network of individuals within government agencies and intelligence services who, according to proponents of this theory, operate outside the bounds of democratic oversight. They are the unelected officials, the career bureaucrats, who wield significant power behind the scenes. Critics of the deep state concept dismiss it as a conspiracy theory, a convenient scapegoat for those who refuse to accept official narratives. However, the sheer volume of classified information, the lengthy delays in declassifying sensitive documents, and the selective release of information all contribute to an atmosphere of secrecy and suspicion. This, in turn, lends credence to the notion that powerful forces are working to keep certain truths hidden from public view. The assassination of President Kennedy, shrouded as it is in mystery and unanswered questions, has become a powerful symbol of this alleged deep state power. Was there a conspiracy to silence JFK? Did elements within the government, intelligence agencies, or even the military have a motive to eliminate a young and popular president? These questions remain unanswered, fueling speculation and distrust. The lack of transparency only strengthens the arguments of those who believe that the full truth about JFK's assassination is being deliberately suppressed. The debate over government transparency and the potential for official cover-ups has taken on new urgency in recent years, fueled in part by the rise of Donald Trump and the unprecedented attacks on his presidency. The multiple attempts on Trump's life, while largely ignored by mainstream media, have raised serious concerns among his supporters about a potential conspiracy against him. These concerns are amplified by the perceived lack of transparency surrounding the investigations into these attempts. Critics point to the limited information released to the public, the redacted documents, and the general reluctance of law enforcement agencies to discuss the details of these threats. This lack of transparency, they argue, mirrors the alleged cover-up surrounding the JFK assassination. The parallels between the two events, while not perfect, are nonetheless striking. Both involve attempts to silence a sitting president, both have been met with accusations of government cover-up, and both have fueled deep distrust in official narratives. The fact that these events are separated by over half a century only underscores the enduring nature of these concerns. The question remains, are these simply isolated incidents, or do they point to a larger pattern of government secrecy and potential malfeasance? The ongoing debate over the release of classified information, whether related to the JFK assassination or more recent events, highlights a fundamental tension in democratic societies. On the one hand, there is a clear public interest in transparency, in holding those in power accountable, and in ensuring that the truth, however uncomfortable, is brought to light. On the other hand, governments argue that national security concerns, the need to protect sources and methods, and the potential to harm ongoing investigations necessitate a certain level of secrecy. Finding the right balance between these competing interests is an ongoing challenge, one that has become even more complex in the age of digital information and widespread distrust of authority. In the case of the JFK assassination, the argument for full transparency is compelling. Over half a century has passed since that tragic day, and the vast majority of those involved are no longer alive. The potential for harm to national security from releasing these documents is minimal. The continued withholding of information, therefore, only serves to fuel speculation and erode public trust. It's time for the government to finally come clean, to release all remaining documents related to the JFK assassination, and to allow the American people to judge the evidence for themselves.